Hello folks. I hope you can hear me. I have my little ceramic heater on, which I reviewed the other day. I will review this footage, and if the sound's no good, I will record it with a wireless microphonic system and try again. Anyway, I thought I'd give you a bit of a thank you and a bit of an idea of what I hope to get accomplished, at least in the first quarter of the year. You will of course excuse my beautiful hair. I am growing it out, but I'm just getting oh fuck well, that's something I'm going to show you in a moment. Oh, but yeah, for fuck's sake. Right. My plans for sort of the first quarter of the year are finish Charlie. I didn't get a lot done on anything last year, really. And I need to finish Charlie because there's another project coming pretty much straight in after Charlie, I would have thought. It's all to do with collaborating with Uncle. Are we ready? Steve, who we didn't see a lot last year because we're busy doing our own stuff. And Trump. And I was having a bit of a take it easy year. But this year I intend to be far more productive, which will be a world's first. So, a few jobs I've got to get cracking on with. One, Charlie. I've just charged his battery, and there is absolutely no petrol in the petrol tank. That's all been drained and all that lot. Because what I'm going to do is either later on today or tomorrow morning is get some petroleum distillate in a can, set up the remote feed, fill his float bowls up, see how he runs. I've got a throttle cable, take some play out of it, rewire the horn, put a washer on the back of where the silencer fits, because somebody's just put a bolt through and a nut, nylock nut, and tightened it up, and it's gone into the rubber bushing. They haven't even put a washer on it. Twats. So got to do that. The brakes all work fine. Goes up and down the gears lovely, all that lot, and it was running fine on the remote, as I've said before. So I'm going to get the tank off, get the petcock off. I'm not going to put any fuel in the tank and then try it. I'm just going to get the petcock off, have a look at it, stick it in the old aqua jiggler, because I'm suspecting it's bunged somewhere, or the tiny little vacuum pipe that goes from the cylinder head. There's a tiny little hidden spigot on the rear cylinder, and that provides the vacuum for the fuel tap. Now that line is quite hard, and there's every possibility it could have split, or it could have kinked. It's got to kink anyway to get round to the tap. It's only something like a 2mm, 3mm bore. It's not very big. So I might just, if I haven't got any pipe knocking around that will fit, I shall knock some up, and we'll do that. It's only a press fit onto a little stud, at the side, and obviously press fit onto the tap, and then we'll see how we go from there. But it was running all right, and then everything else is just a case of it coming around. The bodywork, I've said it before, I think I'm gonna have one more go at it, and then I'm gonna have to just pass on that one. I've got new mirrors for him. We've done no end. I've bought quite a lot of replacement parts for it because the parts fitted were junk or they were broken, and this is why we go through them. But the brakes and everything, they've come up lovely, really nice. It's got a good chain on it, just needs a lubrification. We had all the back adjusting up out, Cleaned all that up, set all that up right. Somebody at some point had over torqued one of the clamp bolts on it, but they did put the correct size bolt in with the correct size nut on the end. Usually they don't have a nut, they're just into the other end of the arm, so that's all right. It's safe, it's fine. So that's all good. Front suspension, replace the fork seals, and one of them started weeping. I just think it's just got to settle in. Should be okay, to be fair. I think once the bike starts getting a bit of use, it'll be okay. Everything will come around. I'm doing a lot of hand gestures. I don't know why. I know why, Jim. It's because you like having something in your hand. Anyway, so that's Charlie, and he should be out of the way. The project that's coming after Charlie, a few of you already know what's coming, but I'm going to keep it a secret till it's here. But it's going to be worthy of the fleet. Definitely worthy of the... It's going to be interesting, I'll tell you that. Woo! Right, the next thing. What am I going to do? Have I got to do anything to spare? You see, nearly all their MOTs and insurance are due February, next month, sort of end of February. So now's the time to do all the little jobs and stuff like that. Olive, I've got to adjust the air screws on the carburettor, because when I cleaned the carburettors and put the carburettor rebuild kits in, I set everything to factory, what was recommended factory settings, because that's always your best start point. Whenever you're fettling with anything, try and get hold of factory settings, set it to that and work from that. Don't put it back the way it took apart unless you know exactly what somebody did. Yes. Oh, and on the subject of the Aprilia, I'd like to thank a few new subscribers I've got and all this lot, particularly one, Mr. CJ Kirkham, if I've got your name right. You'll tell me if I haven't. He's gone and got a Picasso, and he's given me some good advice about what he's doing as well. But he advised me to go on to a UK Facebook group that's dedicated to the I've got teeth in 650 Picasso, and it's it's quite enjoyable. It's not an overly active group, but it's good. I've enjoyed it. I'm not on a lot of forums on Facebook because you'll get some argumentative twat on them, and it ruins the whole thing. You can literally tell somebody what you've just done to fix something, by the factory manual or whatever, and they'll go, oh no, and they're the kind of people that you just want to punch in the face all the time, or gradually guide their face towards an industrial meat grinder, for example. But no, that's all gone all right actually, and it's good. I'm sort of enjoying my online presence at the time, and I've got starting to get some good feedback on the Aprilia videos. Actually, they are, for me, very popular. I mean, if I get 30 odd views on a video, I'm quite happy, because I know my little gang's watched it. You know what I mean? Our little gang. But like when some of them go well above that, and it always surprises me, because a lot of my views actually come from Google search. So obviously something I'm doing it right, because I do a lot of fixing videos, and they're not, they're not gospel, they're not instructional or anything like that. It's just what I did to fix it, or what I did that didn't work, and people seem to take it on board, and I've got some brilliant advice off of people through a lot of them, and I've had the odd comment as well, but they don't last long. I block anybody that's overly negative or horrible or anything like that. It does get you personally, and it shouldn't. I'll just block them. They don't have anything to do with it. So if you're watching this and this is one of your first videos of mine you've watched, or you're going through my back catalogue or anything like that, I'm going to put a description in the... I got reminded by Craig the other day, put me description of everything in, because we've got a little bit of shitty merch and shit like that. But there's also a Facebook group you can join, which is basically boiled down to all the dirty jokes we like to put that we can't put on our family pages. It's basically it. So please feel free to send me a request to join and what have you. And if you turn out to be a cunt, you'll soon get thrown out. But but no, please do join. But yeah, so I mean, so far, even in January, we're getting some really good interactions on YouTube, and I'm really happy about it. Anyway, next part of the plan, Phyllis is getting a fettle. And as you've probably guessed, oh hello, it's in this box. I didn't want them bulbs anyway. It's alright, just a load of bulbs have just fell over. Because I am still in a state of disorganised fuckery. So normal. Can you guess what it is, boys and girls? Can you see it? Can you guess what it is? Let's have a look. I've already had a look. Filed.
Well, it's not Christmas.
What, disappointed because you've got socks? Actually, you get to a certain age. If you're younger than me, I'm 52, soon to be 53. Like a fine wine, or mouldy cheese. As you get older, all the presents you didn't want when you were a kid and a teenager, you really want now, like socks. You know. So anyway, here's a clue. Here's another clue. This is the first time I've actually unwrapped it. Because obviously I've had a sneaky look. Lovely. It is a 150cc kit. Jim, you know how to operate a knife. Why have you all of a sudden forgot? It is a 150 kit. Oh, don't need a knife. Phyllis, in stock form, is, I think, 53mm bore, I think. Don't occur to me on it. This is 62. So this takes Phyllis from 124 to 150, basically. And of course, you do need to tell your insurance. So yes, I've been looking at these for quite a while, and some of the kits are like well over £100. And I thought, you know, for an unknown, it's a lot of money to be pissing up the wall, especially in my current financial status, which we're hoping to sort of start to sort out this year. Fingers crossed, it'll go my way. So this is it's got oil all over it. This is good. This is a 150 kit, and obviously we've got the cylinder head. We've got one of the piston rings here. That looks like the oil ring, if you can see it. What else have we got? Ooh, valve guide seals. I had to do it, sorry. And of course I'm getting shit all over. I really should put some paint. There we go. This will be super clean when I put it in. I can guarantee you that. Ooh. Ooh. There's the cylinder head. Machining on it. Bear in mind I've just put a load of shit in it. It's very good. I am quite impressed with that. That's where your cam chain adjust stuff goes. The only thing I'm going to have to do is that on this side on the original cylinder head, I can actually put it anywhere. I can go in there if I want. Put it down. An engine temperature sensor for the fuel injection. That's the only thing I've got to work out where I'm going to put. But yeah, engineering wise, lovely. Die quietly, you cunt. Piston clips. Gudgeon pin. You might call it a wrist pin. We call it a gudgeon pin in the UK for some reason, because I've got no idea what a gudgeon is. And there's the pistione. And like I say, this is 62mm, which gives 150cc. And in theory, It's some lovely machining on it. Really is lovely. In theory, that will probably only get 0.9 to 1 horsepower. I've just put in a horsepower calculator, and you put in your cc, your stroke and all this lot, and it works out what your horsepower should be. Now there's massive variables to this: shape of your combustion chamber, your valves, your intake, you know, your induction, your exhaust. It all plays a part. But even a 1 horsepower increase, when it's only got 9 to start with, is quite big. What I'm hoping for is that touch more torque, just so she'll pull the gears better and sort of sit with modern traffic a bit better, because she's in some conditions a tiny bit slow. Not had massive issues with it, but it would be nice just to have that little bit more. So we'll see how it goes, and I'm hoping the other piston rings are in here and it's not just the oil ring. And I think they are. I think they're all there. Yeah, I think they're all there, because otherwise we'll have to find some piston rings. In the photo they were all there. So that's the plan for Phyllis. Now like I say, I've been thinking about it for quite a while. Spurt, what does spurtage need? I'm eventually going to put a matching rear tyre on Spurt, because it's actually got a retread on it. And I've said this before, I showed you the big blister that happened to the front one. Well, I'm just in the back of my head all the time now, I'm thinking the back one's going to do it, even though it's got plenty of tread on it and stuff like that, and it grips fine. I would like a matching pair. Ultimately, way down the road, I'd like to put the proper symmetrical exhaust system on, because it's got a Micron system on it at the minute, and it's quite difficult to get to the oil filter. In fact, you have to drop the header to get to the oil filter, which I find a pain in the bottom. So I've been looking. There are a lot of original systems about, but the problem is Japanese bikes of that year, of this age, she's a 90s design, remember, basically rotted if they smelt water. Now a lot of that was down to bad maintenance, bad care and stuff like that, but they were renowned for it. So I don't know, I might even go down the Delvic route, who knows. And as an aside, Craig reminded me the other day, he was looking for my merch sites and stuff like that. So sometimes I forget to put them on the end of a video, and it's just a link to, I think, Teespring, now called Spring, Redbubble. They're the two merch sites. There's a link to Instagram there, but I'm not very active on Instagram at the minute. And obviously the Facebook page. If you want, like I say, if you want to come and join the Facebook page, come join. There's only about 40 of us at the minute, but that's cool. It's a mad little family. The merch store this year, I'm going to try and get some. I need to put some new designs on it. I've got loads of ideas in my head, but I ain't a designer. You're not a mechanic, are you, fat con? So I've got an idea for a sticker to be shared amongst a few groups, actually. We'll see. And I'd like to put probably Olive and Spurt on a design. I'm definitely going to put the new project on a design, because I've got plans for that. God. If you thought I was an idiot now, you ain't seen note. So the other plan later in the year, hopefully we're going to start to do some military shows and stuff like that, and Olive is basically going to be a tribute bike. I've got some military style stenciling to put on the side, and I'm probably going to put a squadron identifier on it, and I might even put a 650 or something like that, so it's not too in your face. And I've showed you the flag I'm going to be flying from it. So that's basically my plans for sort of the first bit of the year. If it comes about, it comes about. If it doesn't, it's not a massive deal really. But the priority is to get Charlie done.
for extremely selfish reasons, so I can get Phyllis on the ramp. I could just pull Charlie off. Huh? Doesn't sound right. I'm sure the king would be happy. But this is, yeah, that's the plan for Phyllis. Get the 150 on it. And I've found a UK Suzuki site that does a lot of spares for it, because that is a bike made in Thailand. And Thai Suzuki are quite good. But I've now found a UK Suzuki site which lists an awful lot of parts for Phyllis, which when I first had her, you couldn't get, or you couldn't get here. You had to order abroad. And it's, yeah, we shall see. We'll see how we get on. So that's my plans, Mr. Grimsdale. And the other plan is work out how to use this Insta360, and we'll do some ride blogs when the weather's better. We'll share a load of Rosie and Jim adventures and stuff like that. So hopefully a more active year this year, and we'll take it from that. So that's my little catch up. I'm now going to have my second breakfast, because I had my first breakfast when I got in this morning because I'm on nights, and now I might just have second breakfast. Hobbit time. Right, turn the heater off. Oh, that is lovely. I'm quite impressed with that. It's only going to heat a small area because it's only like 500 watt. But when you're in front of it like this, and this is where I do most of my buggery fuckery, it's ideal. If you're putting them in a garage or something, you'll probably need 3 or 4 of them. Right, Jim, you're waffling now. You've already said goodbye. I know. I'm, just waiting for this to turn off, really. Who are you talking to? Well, somebody they can't see. They can't see you. Oh, yeah. She lost 2 on the bus. I've got no idea. Anyway, no wonder she died. She didn't wash her nets. Goodbye.